that are extracted would be contaminated, potentially with a biohazard. So we'll have a mass casualty decontamination team that will decontaminate them, and then we have a medical triage and treatment team that will provide medical care to them before they're moved by ambulance, if necessary, to a hospital or other type of long-term care facility. You'll see National Guard cooperating with civilian authorities. Typically when we respond, we only fall under a civilian incident commander because we're in the States. We respond to their needs, their requests. We're basically a force provider and bring specific skills to the table to assist local law enforcement and civil authorities in providing the services and protection to the people in their areas.
My name is Major Emil Lisiak. I'm from the Epidemiological Response Center of Polish Armed Forces, and we are here with my soldiers to make a next step in our cooperation with soldiers from Illinois National Guard. This cooperation started 5 years ago. Last year we had a big exercise in Poland, near Warsaw, and this year we have a great opportunity to participate in exercise in Chicago. That's a partnership between Illinois National Guard and the Polish. The state of Illinois is a partnership for Poland. So okay. we have good connections, and this is the reason why we train together from 5 years. So here it's 12, and the second group is 10. And they are designated to a civil support team in another place, so we are divided to do groups to learn as much as possible.
Okay, and is it just Polish Army, or are there other forces?
Yeah, we have also participants from our Ministry of Interior, from fire state of Poland, and from Polish FBI, and there are also another group from police.
Do you have American forces in Poland? Do you do exercises with them there?
Actually, now we have American soldiers, but that they have no connections with us because there's special forces, another kind of forces. But we had at least 3 exercises together with our colleagues from Illinois National Guard during last 4 years.
Okay.
But that was very telling, you know. So we have special forces in Poland training with their troops.
And day 4, Bensonville, terror drill involving the Boy Scouts.
Today's activities are starting with a notional event that occurred this morning with the Bensonville Police Department and other local law enforcement agencies. National Guard assets are being brought in to provide level A hazmat teams, decontamination, surveillance, presumptuous identification of suspicious material to determine if this is part of the overall anthrax scare that is taking place or not. Intelligence that was gathered from the plane crash that took place on Sunday is leading to this area, which will also be in the Bensonville area. They will come to a distribution facility. There will be a hostage situation. They will determine that this was a staging area for distribution of an anthrax product. Boy Scouts of America are providing some volunteers that will be serving as victims and of the chemical events and the contamination, to provide people that can actually go through the medical triage, the decontamination apparatus, and those types of events. So they're basically the role players for the exercise.
pretty big exercise. Probably, you know, 60 Boy Scouts down there with their scoutmasters and whoever else wanted to come along. Notice they have them lying face down in the anthrax powder.
It's a very real-life situation.
Everyone lie down in the anthrax powder. I mean, we're going to move you.
Hostages, you are expendable. Please put your face directly in the powder.
All right. Yeah, all of a sudden the Polish BOA is participating in this exercise, which they didn't mention at all before that. It was just they're here to observe, they're here to observe. Hey, it's BOA. Bureau of Operational Anti-Terrorism is what I think it stands for. So I don't know, this was a hard one to swallow, watching these guys training with the Boy Scouts. It definitely looks like acclimation. Then you've got, you know, Boy Scouts, which are kind of your perceived civil leaders in the community, being trained, you know, this is what it's like to be a hostage. This is what it's like to be a prisoner, you know.
Well, and really, if you think about it, the Eastern Bloc countries are probably used to situations that are somewhat like this. But who is this acclimation for? Is it for the Polish? Is it for Americans to get used to foreign voices telling them what to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a complex issue, and they're definitely working together, and they're working more together than they used to. The exercises are getting bigger. You know, all the states have a partner in either Eastern Europe, Africa, or Central and South America.
And pretty soon, there's a movement towards having one of each.
Yeah. So right now, some may have two, some may have one. There's a map we showed you earlier that listed all the countries, and you know, you can search that online and you know, read up on it. Do you think this is a good thing that our National Guard is training with foreign governments? Why would they need to train with foreign governments? For one, the president's using them in combat situations, which I don't know if that's good, because then you're bringing guys back who are supposed to be guardians of your borders. And they're, you know, hardened Iraqi veterans now. They've been on several tours in dangerous situations.
And they're used to people saying, you know, get out of my country, I'm a citizen.
Right, right. So
and now they're going to be immune to that.
Or you know, bring in guys from other countries to do the dirty work, and then your National Guard just kind of does infrastructure and transports them, and the real dirty work's done by the other soldiers who, you know, they don't have a vested interest in the well-being of the United States.
Well, the only thing we have at this point is the idea that our National Guard, who, you know, is just filled with great people. Mm-hmm. It was like my brother or sister was there with them.
No, they were all very nice.
But, you know, you're getting to this point where we have to believe that if given contradictory orders to, you know, incarcerate U.S. citizens, to take away their guns, to imprison and kill them, that at some point they will stand up and say no, that, you know, that goes beyond what I signed up to do.
You would hope that when it comes to that point that they'll actually, you know, be oath keepers and say no, you know, that's not part of the oath, is to take Americans' guns and put them into concentration camps. And I think there's going to be a big test coming up in the Gulf with what happens. We got some intel in that they're going to be shipping soldiers there soon. But it hasn't been confirmed. That was just a soldier in Iraq telling someone here stateside that they got orders to deploy into Louisiana. So we'll see what happens. So here they are lining up, getting ready to go through the decontamination process, which that's what 95% of the National Guard was there to set up decom units and to, you know, wash people down and provide that infrastructure, search and rescue. And then there were some military police that were there guarding Toyota Park. They were guarding the stations where they were doing this exercise. And so there's, you know, some more shots of beautiful Chicago.
It is a lovely city. And this was the one moment where, you know, up until now we had been given the red carpet to pretty much go anywhere and film anything that we wanted to. This one was like your normal, you know, media-controlled situation.
My name's Jose Santiago, Executive Director of the Office of Emergency Management and Communications Chicago. Today we're having a disaster drill taking place here. What we have actually happening is that we have a subway train that has derailed. and we've had people injured inside the train. So we have a response of police and fire. Due to the fact that certain things that are going on in the world right now, we're going to make sure that that was a natural accident. We'll have the police teams go in there, sweep the area, but we do have simulated injuries and contaminants taking place on some of the individuals. This is a full-blown DHS drill that Chicago is working out with the National Guard, police, fire, and other agencies.
How many government agencies are taking place?
On this total exercise, which has been going on for about a year, we're looking at about 50 agencies.
Okay. Earlier today, we were at an exercise. Some Polish military were involved in the exercise. Is that going to be the same with this exercise?
Right now, with the Polish folks that were involved in this particular exercise, they were there as observers. They were visiting the country, and they are one of our sister cities that we go ahead and we train with all the time. So they came in.